Hi everyone, welcome to Design Team's video for the 14th of February. Today we're going to be talking about the past 2 weeks of ideation and refinement for our area of food waste. So 2 weeks ago we were obviously looking into food waste as our main area of focus, and we had to come up with 2 solutions for our presentations. The presentations we focused on a refined version of Into Lens, which we called Metaphor, and another type of solution for food waste, which we called Metaflora. So the refined version of Into Lens, Metaphor, focused purely on patients who could not eat. So this was more of a dystopic scenario. So in a world where food is scarce and it's of terrible quality and it's very expensive and there's no access to food for a lot of people, in hospitals we saw this as a more severe issue. So within the realm of the hospital we created Metaphor, which would basically, for people who can't eat food, be able to give them the required amount of nutrients they need for faster recovery, to stop malnutrition in hospitals, and to also just help them along their process of recovery and after recovery as well. Metaphor was focusing on using it's a 3-step process. You've got a handheld device, you have the data collection, and you also have the mesh itself. I won't go into too much detail, but basically we're using infrared technology to scan for the type of nutrients a patient requires, and then using silicone transdermal patches to deposit that nutrition. And then we had the idea for Metaflora. Metaflora is a farm-based solution, so Metaflora looks at a more utopic scenario in the future, so looking at a world where still food is becoming quite scarce. It's not exactly all gone, but it's getting there. And if we keep up current practices, it will eventually be very, very scarce, such as the dystopic world. In this Metaflora scenario though, we're looking at having modular farming inside hospitals, modular aquaponics, so using much faster methods of agriculture and produce growth to create a self-sustaining ecosystem within a hospital. So the concept is that pretty much you can have these modular farms stacked on top of each other or on the same level in a hospital. Depending on the type of food patients are ordering, that's the type of produce that is grown in these farms. Once these little plants grow up and they produce fruits or vegetables, little drones go in, collect the fruits and veggies and take them to the chefs, etc. Anything that's contaminated in this farm is incinerated and put back into the farm. And anything that is wasted as well is turned to compost and then put back as fertilizer, or turned into the compost that helps fertilize these plants. It's again quite an in-depth system, but if you want to know more on that, you can look at our presentation slides, which provide more information. So basically, based off these 2 things, we got feedback looking at how we can refine them. And we've decided to put these 2 ideas into one large idea. This large idea focusing on Metaflora being the hero of the idea, but Metaphor, the mash for nutrition depositing, that being another way that you can provide patients with nutrition. So this way we have a more utopic understanding that this farming system is going to enhance the hospital environment, but then for those who can't eat in that hospital due to illness or surgery, they can still get the required nutrition through the Metaphor. That's where we're at the moment, and for the next 4 weeks, we're just going to be doing a lot of interviews now that we've got our ethics clearance, a lot of interviews with stakeholders to find out more about what actual needs there are out there, and do some user testing as well. And then by the end of the 4 weeks, hopefully have a really refined and final concept. All right, talk to you in 2 weeks.